Rogue Protocol is the third entry in the Murderbot diaries. This one I like the least out of so far, to be honest. This one is about, I don't even remember. I just read this like 2 days ago. Rogue Protocol, this is the one. Oh, this is the action-packed one. This one has the most action out of all of them. But for me, it was the least interesting because at this point, it's become a little repetitive. In this one, Murderbot is now trying to investigate its own origin because it has like this incident that happened in its memory, but it's been purged. But the memory's still there in its human part. So it's trying to get to this planet, and it's going to be a lot more difficult to get there. So it has to pretend to be friends with a pet robot of someone going there, and he meets another group of people essentially, and this time there's a lot more action and stuff going on. In fact, the last third of this entire novella is all an action sequence, and honestly there was just too much of it going on, and it started to get repetitive, and I didn't feel anything for the ending, to be honest. It was just felt like another adventure. It was starting to get repetitive, mainly because this is the third time Murderbot has met a different group of people, has to help them out, has to do a thing, and cover it. So there's like almost a sort of long story arc over all the novellas, but each one has its own adventure. And this one felt the most boring for me, even though it had the most action. I just sort of glazed over, especially because Murderbot seems to be really OP in terms of hacking. It seems to be like this thing that can just walk. It can go anywhere, it can hack anything, it can defeat anything, and it just felt a little bit too powerful, and it took the tension away from the story. So I give the third one, Rogue Protocol, a 3 out of 5. The fourth one, and supposedly the final, but we know now that it's not the final, is Exit Strategy. This is the fourth of the Murderbot novellas. This one sort of goes full circle because now that Murderbot has been doing all of the investigative work, it is now going to try to go back to preservation in order to find the first group from book 1. However, something has gone wrong, and it's up to Murderbot to sort of, do this new rescue mission with some old friends, and it sort of comes full circle. So I can see why it even says, I think on the inside cover, that the fourth and final part of the Murderbot Diary series that began with All Systems Red. So when did this come out? This came out in 2018. So yeah, I guess Martha Wells decided to do another one. I actually have Network Effect on me. I'm going to read it soon. So this one was okay because it kind of felt like an ending, but I liked that we got a little bit more continuation, because in the first book, Murderbot meets a group of people that find out about its sentience, basically. And the second one is more of a, the first time we get an adventure with a different group. But then the third one felt boring and repetitive because it was another same thing, Murderbot meets another group of people, has to help them do stuff, whatever. And this time we're going back, so it almost feels like a true sequel of sorts, and we also get the same sort of, I don't want to say baggage, but I want to say connectivity of the first one, because Murderbot has met these people before. So now it almost feels like, hey, it's been so long, we're going to do this now. And it feels like there's more of an emotional connection with the characters and relationship, because these novellas are really short. They're only around, they're never more than over 160 pages or so. So we don't get much in terms of character development. It's mostly a plot-driven story with some humor, lots of action, a little bit of a theme about AI and what it means to be human and things like that. What is your purpose in life? Things like that. So Exit Strategy is a pretty solid entry. I would give this one a 4 out of 5.